Hey John, when you gonna make a video for Halloween? Well, right now, okay? Stop asking. Hey everybody, it's me, John Butter, the only person to look the devil right in the eyes and say, you have a little something right here in your teeth. Because it's Halloween times, I wanted to talk about the Teen Wolf movies. The first Teen Wolf came out in 1985 and starred Michael J. Fox as a high school student who realized he was a werewolf. They made a sequel 2 years later, this time starring Jason Bateman, and it made significantly less money. Not a lot of people know about Teen Wolf 2, and the people who have seen it will tell you that it is a carbon copy of the first movie. And they're correct. It's like they went over the script to the first Teen Wolf movie, and they were like, cross out high school, write in college. Cross out Michael J. Fox, write in Jason Bateman. Cross out basketball, write in boxing. But is that such a bad thing? I mean, the first Teen Wolf movie is so good, why not have two of them? And can I just say, there are certain plot elements and details in the second movie that, for me, elevate it just slightly above the first Teen Wolf. That's right, I think the second Teen Wolf movie is better than the first, and I got a whole list of reasons why. So number one, the main character's name in the first Teen Wolf movie is Scott Howard. That is Michael J. Fox's role. And in the second movie, Jason Bateman plays Scott's cousin, Todd, and they share the same last name. You see where I'm going with this, right? Jason Bateman plays Todd Howard. Now, of course, in 1987, that name meant nothing, but now the fact that Jason Bateman's character is Todd Howard makes the whole thing like 1,000 times funnier. Number two, Chubby is in it more. Chubby was my favorite character from the first Teen Wolf movie. He was played by Mark Holton, who you may recognize as Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, or John Wayne Gacy from that one movie about John Wayne Gacy. He was sort of a tertiary character in the first Teen Wolf movie, but then in the second one he got bumped up to secondary character, and that's where he really shines. I just love his facial expressions, he's adorable, and he's a good distraction from the fact that somebody murdered Styles and took over his life in between movies. Number 3. The sport makes more sense. So in the first Teen Wolf movie, Michael J. Fox becomes a wolf and gets better at basketball? Where's the sense in that? I mean, to be good at basketball, you need grace, agility, you need to be able to handle a ball really well. Yeah, that's just not a wolf to me. Now look at boxing. This is a sport that requires sheer aggression, endurance, power. It's a wolf sport, through and through. Number 4. Better party. In the first Teen Wolf movie, the house party that Michael J. Fox and Styles go to is problematic. Styles has like 2 people on the floor in their underwear covered in whipped cream. He dumped a bowl of jelly down a girl's shirt, and then he made Chubby eat out the jelly from her shirt. I would describe the whole party as nasty horny. Maybe back in the 80s this was considered cool, but in this era, in this climate, nah. But in Teen Wolf 2, they just go to a normal party where everybody has fun and nobody is forced to do anything that they don't want to do, and I consider that to be a big improvement. Number 5. Better dance sequence. In the first Teen Wolf movie, when they go to the school dance, they dance to this weird song about Little Red Riding Hood, like, well, you sure don't look like no grandma. It's a little bit on the nose. But then in Teen Wolf 2, at the party that I mentioned, Jason Bateman does a song and dance number to Do You Love Me by the Contours. This is a little bit more subtle, as the lyrics to the song accurately mirror what's going on in the movie. Jason is basically asking the crowd, do you love me now that I'm a wolf? Number 6. Better use of montages. In the first Teen Wolf movie, there's this big long montage at the end of the big championship game, and it goes on forever. They easily could have shaved like 2 or 3 minutes off of this montage, it goes on for so long. In Teen Wolf 2, there's at least 3 different monologues. In Teen Wolf 2, there are at least 3 different montages, 2 of which happen pretty much side by side, and they are all expertly scored and edited. One of them is set to an Oingo Boingo song. Number 7. Jason Bateman is better at playing a jerk. Now, part of the Teen Wolf arc is that the main character lets the wolf in them turn them into a complete jerk, and therefore alienating their friends and teammates and possible love interests. And I'm sorry, but Michael J. Fox is too likable. I just didn't believe him as a jerk. Jason Bateman, on the other hand, fits that role perfectly. It's as if he's a jerk in real life. Now that's what I call dedication to the craft. Number 8. No slurs. In the first Teen Wolf, there's a scene where Stiles and Scott casually throw around a homophobic slur. Now look, I know this movie was made before the 90s when Al Gore invented political correctness and the internet, but still, this lone scene where they were just throwing around this slur, it's just really off-putting. And then in Teen Wolf 2, there are 0 slurs, a huge improvement. And then finally, in Teen Wolf 2, the love interest is not named Boof. What the fuck is a boof? So those are all of my spoiler-free reasons. Of course, I didn't want to give away the ending to either movie, because I really want you to see both movies if you haven't already. I don't care if you have to dig at the bottom of your local $2 DVD bin at Walmart. You have to see Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2. These are cinematic masterpieces. Okay guys, that's gonna do it for me this week. Just want to remind everybody that you can always check out my Patreon if you want to help support my channel. If not, then you can still smash that MF like and subscribe. And also make sure to clean your glasses, because there's nothing more not cool than dirty glasses. Yuck. Okay, have a great day, John Butter fandom. Ooh.